The more I work with quantum creation, the more I see just how much my previous thinking and feeling was based in lack. Something that I've really been observing over the past, I would say, few days now, is just looking at all of the media I have tuned into and consumed throughout my entire life. When a person feels and thinks based in lack, they're going to tune in to media that is equal to that. So, like, I've looked at the music, definitely, that I've listened to throughout my life, and I see that it corresponds with all of that. It's wild, right? And what's interesting is because when I was previously thinking and feeling in lack, I was listening to music that, of course, corresponded with that. And it's just fascinating because, like, as I awaken, as I heal, as I move into quantum creation, I see everything for what it is. Like, I see everything and I'm like, oh, that's got the energy dynamic of lack. It's very interesting. It's very insightful, too. And so I kind of look at it now as like, all right, well, back when I was in lack, when I was thinking and feeling in lack, I guess I could say that that helped me. It was aligned with what it is that I thought and felt, right? That's the reality of that. And so I look at everything now and I'm like, well, I don't need that anymore. It's kind of like using a crutch because you broke your leg, right? You lack the ability to properly walk, so therefore you need something, in this case, a crutch, to be able to help you to walk, right? But the thing I see is that, as I've said before, what you're used to will use you. I think that regardless of the energy dynamic of a person, whether it's based in lack or it's based in love, at some point it becomes autopilot, right? Autopilot isn't a bad thing. It's not a matter of good or bad, right? But what it is a program that keeps you going the same way, right? And so if that program's based in lack, you're not going to question anything. Heck, whatever is familiar is going to feel right for you, right? You could be totally unhappy with your life and still do the things that you do because lack is familiar to you. You know, regardless of what it is. Maybe it's the belief that money doesn't grow on trees. There's not enough of it for everyone. It's very scarce. You got to be hyper competitive to get it. Just a belief. It is. It's just a belief, you know? Many people were raised with limiting beliefs around money. Many people were raised with limiting beliefs around personality and personal capacity, right? Fixed mindset. It's a real thing. There's a difference between having a fixed mindset and having a growth mindset. With a fixed mindset, you see yourself as a limited person, capable of limiting things. Capable of limited things. There we go. With a growth mindset, if you don't do well the first time, you think to yourself, hey, I can do better next time, and I'll get better altogether. And that's just the reality of it, right? So as I sit with lack, I'm starting to see multiple aspects of it and what it means, what it does, how it affects a person's life, right? So it's like, think about it this way. A person might think and feel in lack. They're not going to listen to things in regards to abundance. They're not. I remember when I was in a lot of pain emotionally, right? There was a lot of hurt, right? There was a lot of negativity. I didn't like positivity. It didn't vibe with me. I didn't like it when other people succeeded and when other people were happy. It's wild that I admit this, but it's true. And so I was vibrating at that frequency of lack. Well, if I can't have it, then you can't have it. It's too funny. You know, now that I look at it and everything, I recognize I guess I could say the lock inside of the lack. I was locked inside of lack. And it's also wild to me that whatever it is that a person believes, reality is going to mirror that for them. Yeah, whatever a person believes, reality is going to mirror that for them. If you believe that there's not enough for everyone, I've believed that. I believed that there was not enough for everyone, that there is not enough for everyone, that this world and this universe is not abundant. It's funny though, because it is. It's so abundant. However, because I believed that, I experienced life that way. Pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very fascinated by that. I really am. It's you will see what you believe. And it's kind of like what Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So if you believe in lack, if you believe that there's not enough resources for everyone, you'll experience life that way. However, if you believe in abundance and you believe that there's plenty for everyone, you'll experience life that way. It's not like that there's actually lack, it's just that a person, based on what they believe, experience what they believe. It's not that the world is either, you know, in terms of like things and resources, scarce, or that it's abundant. It's just based on what a person believes. I mean, I would inherently say foundationally that the world and the universe is abundant. But you can believe in lack and experience life accordingly. It's just wild to me. It really is. And so now, at this time, I look at everything. I look at everything that I've listened to. I look at everything that I've watched. I look at everything that I've believed. And I see that when I was thinking and feeling from a place of lack, I was attuned to and consuming media that confirmed that. Why? Because it was familiar. And I'm starting to see, I mean, I think I've seen this for a while, but familiarity, something being familiar and something being right. Like, you ever hear somebody, well, it just feels right. No, it feels familiar. It feels familiar because it's a dynamic likely from childhood that was not healed. A dynamic of scarcity, of lack. Beliefs around a scarcity of money, likely came from childhood. A lot of people lived in poverty, and that got hardwired into their subconscious. And so therefore they live with beliefs of scarcity and they experience life accordingly. You could live the exact opposite way. It's a choice.